Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a slightly later version of Nerds and Nitwits. Thank you for joining us.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
As per usual, I gotta get my brisk sponsorship in.
Ayo.
One day they'll hire me.
Shalom, brother.
Sponsor you.
I mean, why not both? I'm just kidding.
Why not both?
Welcome to Nerds and Nitwits, where we explore the nerdy and embrace the nitwits. We're all the nitwits, so hi.
Embrace me.
Maybe don't do that. Not the way he said it, anyways.
No.
That's open invitation to give him a hug next time you see him, though.
No, it's not.
You said embrace you. You
You
said embrace you.
I
Run
mean,
over
embrace
there
me
and
as
do
in
it
the
right
form of
now.
a simile, where I'm comparing it using the words like or as. It's different.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just saying. Tonight, Anthony, what are we doing?
We are spoiling the Brave New World.
That's
so we are going
right.
to be talking about our thoughts, our feelings about Captain America: Brave New World that came out not a month ago now. I think it's been a month.
Almost, yeah, just over a month.
Almost. Pretty close.
I had this sign in
So,
front of me, and I still forgot to do it.
Ah, gosh darn it.
That's okay. I'll just save the video later. What do you mean, what? I gave so much warning that this was going to be spoiler film. I put it on Instagram. I put it on Threads. I put it in
It's
the
true.
Discord channel. If you don't want spoilers, get out now. You have had at least a month to go watch the movie. We said that we would do it after a month. It has been a month. Here we are. If you don't want the movie spoiled, get out while you got the chance. And if you don't care,
Yeah.
everybody dies.
If you don't want the movie spoiled, then this is what you should do. Lord Potato, I'm looking at you right there. Lord Potato, what you need to do is you need to stop streaming because we don't want to ruin your life. Stop following the stream, but go watch it on YouTube after you've seen the movie and tell us what you think.
Exactly. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. That's right. We have a YouTube channel, and we're going to start uploading more things to it and putting things on it. But to do that, we need people to be on there so we
True.
can see it.
We have been getting up there. Like, some of our shorts are pushing the 600 mark. Last week's episode is up to 18 views, so it's pretty good.
There we go. That's
Pretty good.
That's nice. That's good.
I just had a great idea for a short, and I'll tell you guys later.
Love it.
Ooh.
Uh, What was I
I'll be
gonna
ready
say?
this time.
Woohoo! I love when we're ready. I had a thought. I can't remember what that thought was. I'm sure it had something to do with the movie, but it's gone now.
Yeah.
It'll come in.
It'll come
You
back
just
to
gotta
me
wait for
eventually.
There's some really exciting things with this movie, and I think the way that we're potentially going to look at doing it is breaking it down into a couple of sections. We're going to talk a little bit about the overall story. We're going to talk about the villains. We're going to talk about what we liked and didn't like. And we're going to talk about what's next in the MCU. But before we do any of that, you'll notice that there's only 3 of us here.
Dad,
I'm
Everybody's-
sorry.
only a trio.
We regret to announce that poor Cameron got his beard stuck in the shower head and he can't get out of the bathtub. And so he's not going to be making it tonight. So if you see him in the shower, first off, cover your eyes. And second, help him get his beard out of the shower head. We miss you, Cameron.
Though I do have that
just
sneaking
really
suspension. He's
sad,
about to pop into chat again, so.
He might.
I mean, I know more than one person who
Oh.
showers with their phone.
Nope. It's alright. Hold on.
That's weird.
It is.
Oh,
But sadly,
oh,
it's a
oh.
thing.
Hold on.
It is. Oh,
I messed
no.
up. Hold on. I messed up. 1 second.
Oh,
we
no.
disappeared.
I even set my reminder to do it, and I still forgot to do it.
No, the powers of the void.
I know. I know.
Only those who surrender their full will know
I'm
what
so
lies
sorry.
beyond
Hold
the
on.
stars.
There we are. We're good. My bad. I
You
forgot
are
to turn
no
off ads.
wizard, Joe. Oh, hey, we're back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot to turn off the
That's
ads.
crazy.
I even had this reminder to do it 40 minutes ago, and then I got distracted testing a new game, and here we are.
I almost
Well, I
had to
fixed it.
bargain
We're
with
good.
Dormammu. That got really scary for a second.
Did it
Huh.
get really-
Yeah, somebody turned out the lights, and then I started hearing voices in my head.
No, those were there before.
Those were definitely there before.
I'm toast.
Those were definitely. All right, where are we rolling? Where are we starting here?
But yeah, we're gonna get started straight up with. First off, what were our first impressions of the movie? What are some of the things that we really enjoyed? What are some of the things we didn't enjoy as much? And we're gonna try to stay away from talking about the villain just yet. And then we're going to move into the next stages. So, Anthony, you look like a cool dude with sunglasses.
Ayo.
What are some of the things you liked about the movie, and what are some of the things you didn't? And we'll join in as you talk about it, just like we would with anything else.
It's true.
All right. The first thing that I want to share is something that, yeah, the action sequences were really, really good. To the point that an issue that I find with a lot of movies, and Marvel movies have been really bad about it for the last couple times, is usually the trailer is the best part of the movie. And I have found that Brave New World, that is not the case. They did show off a lot of cool things in the trailer, like Sam coming down from the sky, landing. He says, wait for it, and then the sonic boom hits. That was in the trailer. What proceeded after that?
So good.
So good. Was an awesome fight sequence. All the fight sequences were really good. They did cut a lot of times. Like, that was something that did happen.
Yeah.
But something that I did enjoy is with the fight sequences is that Sam Wilson is not a super soldier. Sam Wilson is just a dude with a special suit and a shield, and he got wings. So his fighting style is not like hyper fast, like Steve, or augmented like quick like Iron Man, or like any of those guys. His fighting style is very like army based, or it'd be Air Force based, or whatever. But it's not quick. There's a lot of weight behind his punches. It takes a while to get him moving because who knows how heavy that suit is. So, but it really felt like he is a human with a couple gadgets, but he is just a regular dude going up against some really nasty guys. So I really enjoyed the fight sequences a lot. That was definitely something that I enjoyed because it felt a lot more real and did not feel super like over the top craziness, and just like, and it also did not have the feeling of, oh, here's a cop out of why he's not doing good in this fight. No, he's like, there's actual legitimate reasons why he struggles in some spots, because he is only human.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that was one of my highlights for sure.
Yeah, I got to piggyback off of Anthony with the fight scenes, but I'm a little bit more in the opposite direction. I was really disappointed with some of the fight scenes. Not that, oh my goodness, Captain America's human. No, it was more so like I felt that a lot of the fight scenes, if you guys know the term, got Jason Bourne. In the early Jason Bourne movies, there'll be a fight going on, and they're moving and tussling on the ground, and they're cutting back and forth, and the camera's shaking, and they thought that it made it all look edgy and real and gritty, but all it did make it was harder to follow where the fight was going. I generally enjoy watching fight scenes and the choreography and watching it move and twist and motion, and things would happen where he would land and then go to punch somebody off screen and then turn around to deal with somebody, and they would cut to the next spot and you never even saw him throw the guy. So from like that side of things, I think there's room for improvement. I think they're still trying to figure out what his fighting style is, and I hope that they can move away from that in future movies.
Mm-hmm.
The only time they didn't cut in the fight scenes was when he fought the Red Hulk. And I did look it up because I was concerned. I was wondering if this was because of the rating, because sometimes Marvel movies can't show certain kinds of fighting scenes because ratings. That's not the problem with this movie. They could show people getting punched in the face and bruises and stuff. They showed people bleeding from getting the wings clipping them and stuff.
True.
Yep.
But heaven forbid they show him throw a solid punch. Like, there's a hallway fight scene. Hallway fight scenes are great. I love them, but they're in the main villain's lair, and he throws the shield, and they cut between it bouncing off of all the points, so you don't get to see the nice huge arc of the shield bouncing off of the four corners of the room and getting back to him. You just go cut, 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 and then he has it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little sad.
Valid.
But the Sonic Boom thing, I didn't watch any of the trailers, so that I came in fresh, not expecting that, and that was awesome. That first scene, that warehouse scene where he like goes through and he's like trying to figure out, I love that.
That was
valid.
so good.
That was so good, and I love the fact that Anthony mentions it. Him not being a super soldier plays into his character. Like, it's something he goes through and deals with in the movie.
Oh yeah, he has full conversations with Bucky and other people about it. And it's such like a, not that it's humanizing, like it is, but at the same time, it's like, if given the opportunity, would you do it? It's like,
and that's
probably yeah.
He's literally sitting there thinking, should I take the darn serum?
Yeah. And if he struggles that for the middle part of the movie.
And Bucky shows up. That's crazy. Bucky shows up to have a conversation with him. And I know Joel really enjoyed this scene. Joel, what did you get out of that scene with Bucky?
I'm having a quick memory lapse. Just give me this. We're talking about the one in the hospital room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Freaking Senator Bucky James Buchanan Barnes. That's such an odd concept to me about that.
So funny.
It's so funny to see Bucky not pretending, but like taking on a more, I don't want to say sophisticated. Sophisticated is not the right word, but like clean cut role. Yeah, like a more serious role when he's so used to being. He now is like, and I had this conversation with my friend Gizzy a couple weeks ago about why he thought that Bucky should have been made Captain America, and I said no, because all people have seen him as up until a certain point has been the Winter Soldier, the assassin, all this stuff. So now he's going into Congress, he's going into the senatorship, having to deal with that as like that image and having to go forward with that and wondering how that ties into his involvement with the Thunderbolts. And that, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Which, I must note, I went through the Captain America movie, or I went through the first and second Captain America movies this week.
Ooh.
And I noticed something, and I know this of Civil War as well. Bucky has used the shield in some sort in all three movies. In the first one, it's when they're on the train, and he tries to throw it at the big Juggernaut dude, messes up, and that's where he ends up. And then he ends up falling out of the train because he tried to use the shield. Didn't work. The second one, he's thrown it multiple times at Cap, especially at the end, like when they're in the helicarrier. And then in Civil War, it's when Cap and Bucky are using it against Tony. So, and every single time that Bucky has used the shield, he has not been in a good state of mind. He's always been like slightly either stressed under the Winter Soldier's thing or any of that. So like, I'll have to do more digging into the Avengers movies wherever he is in. But every time that he's picked up the shield has never been a good scenario. So I think that's part of the reason why he did not want to take up the shield. And is valid.
That's valid. That is valid. Yeah. I think like some of them like overall love the movie. I think it was a very good what do we call it? A breath of fresh air for MCU movies.
Yes.
That's what we called it when we came out of the theater. I think I do have like not necessarily gripes. I have a few disappointments about towards the ending a little bit. But we'll talk about that when we get more into the villain stuff. Just kind of, I have some slight disappointments when it comes to Red Hulk. But besides that, overall, the movie, I loved it. It was fun. I loved seeing some people come back. One of my favorite bits, though, and it was a bit, and I love it for being a bit, was how many times they made fun of the fact that Thunderbolt Ross looks different. Because it is a totally different actor. And I thought it was funny because they made a few jokes throughout the entire movie about him looking different or shaving the mustache or whatever, because it's no longer the guy who was playing it, it's now Harrison Ford. And that was a fun little
it was good. They did it in a tasteful way too. Like it wasn't like, oh, here's this comedic thing that it's not the other actor. It is Harrison Ford. They did it in a way of like, oh, I shaved the mustache and people are still not used to it and whatnot. Like, okay, I see what you did there. Nice nod. I appreciate that. So
yeah,
but he killed it. Like I think Harrison Ford did an amazing job.
My only, and I said it in the theater too. My only fear with him being Ross and being the Red Hulk is Harrison Ford is old. Harrison Ford looks old. Harrison Ford, as much as I hate to say it, don't know how much longer he's going to be able to keep doing this.
Depends how many more times he crashes his own plane.
I mean, fair enough. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Speaking of plane crashes, that was a really fun plane scene. So there's a point in the movie where I love this part. There is a point where actually they're not trying to save the world necessarily, but in a way they are. So there's this giant island that is one of the, I believe, Eternals, right?
It's one of the Celestials.
Sorry. Yeah, one of the Celestials. This is how they have introduced adamantium. This celestial body that has been frozen or died or whatever is stuck in the ocean and is a huge deposit of adamantium. And there is countries that are trying to get trade routes and ownership of said island, what they call Celestial Island. And in this, the two leading people who have this running opportunity is Japan and America. And some things go down with Thaddeus Ross's character where he's trying to have them all together for this huge meeting treaty, so that they can decide who has which treaties, similar to what like they had to do with Antarctica. Things go down. The president gets shot at. There's some sleeper agents that kick in, and oh boy, was that a fun reveal. Mr. Blue starts playing. You're like, huh? Really? Is this it? Oh yeah.
Sure was.
So it kicks in, but then they have to. There's this point where, because that's one of the things that they deal with is these sleeper agents and this ability to just flick people on a switch. Two fighter jet pilots get turned on, the switch gets flicked, and they're all out going to go fight the Japanese. And Captain America and the new Falcon, who is played by Danny Ramirez, who does a great job.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
Oh,
yeah, no, that is Danny Ramirez. Perfect. I was worrying that I mixed up which name. They do a great job in having to fight against the pilots and save the day. And Joaquin Torres, who is the new Falcon, gets screwed up. He gets got. Like he has to go get emergency surgery. Like, superheroes, these superheroes are people. They're not super soldiers. They can't just walk it off. There was a couple things. Obviously, it's an action movie. It's Hollywood. There's things that happened, like AKA sorry, how do you not get absolutely destroyed by a sonic boom when you land? Like your bones would be ripped through. Oh, blah blah blah. No, that doesn't matter because it's a freaking cool movie. But
It's true.
he gets wrecked, and he has to go get surgery, and that's part of the reasonings where Sam Wilson sits there and goes, maybe I do need to be a super soldier because that could have been me. I just have a little bit more experience than him. And that whole fight scene, that was tense. I was sitting there in the movie theater, and I'm a guy who generally sits there and I'm like, 7 times out of 10, I can figure out what the movie plot is, like an hour into the movie, so that's usually halfway. With this one, I knew some things had to happen, but I had no clue how we were going to get there. That was really fun for me. It was not necessarily predictable. It was not the formula. It wasn't the classic Avengers, ha 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 ha, here's the formula, and then the Age of Ultron thing, ha ha ha, it's the same formula, different guys. No, this was really fun with that sense and that scene. And I really would like to see how these characters continue in the MCU.
It will be interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like even the way that they portrayed the lead up to the Red Hulk was completely different than what I expected it to be.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The whole thing of like he didn't know until it happened.
Yeah.
It was kind of wild how they played that off because I was not expecting it to go that way. So it was like there was a lot of good surprises, a lot of good things, and it was kept it very tense the entire time because there were so many moments where it's like, okay, here we go, and things are settling down,
Yeah,
at least with him, but everything around is not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just getting nuts.
And well, that's
Like
the
they did a
thing.
really good job. Sorry, go for it, Joel.
No, I mean, like that was the thing is that we all know who Thaddeus Ross is. We all know who the
Yeah.
Red Hulk is. So we're sitting there going, oh.
Multiple times.
Oh. It's definitely like that thing of like, dude, we're so close. We're on the verge of greatness. And then, okay, fine. I'll wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments is when the villain is talking on the phone to Thaddeus, and he's like, yeah, just get angry. Tear them apart. What's the worst thing that could happen? Who would ever put someone like you in a boat? And it's definitely a call out to the first Avengers movie with Loki and Thor and the Hulk in the helicarrier. I thought that was well played.
I'm not the monster. You already did that yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a couple also call outs just like that I was really excited about. The Widow program gets a call out. One of the characters is a widow. That's pretty dope. As in not like her husband died, but she can do ninja things. Oh yeah.
She was awesome. And her character was awesome, and whoever that actress is, I should have pulled that up. She did an amazing job.
I have it right here.
Thankfully, someone was prepared.
It's Shira Haas. She is incredibly short. Like that was the first thing I noticed. I was not prepared for that. She's been in a couple other things. She was actually nominated for a Primetime Emmy in The Unorthodox. Don't know anything about that series, but yeah, she's pretty talented.
She's only 29.
Yeah,
I thought she was older than that in the movie.
she's been in a lot of TV shows. I haven't really seen a bunch of them, but
Yeah.
really cool. Really cool. They did a really good job utilizing her character, and I definitely enjoyed the fact that, like, she is really short. I should pull up exactly how short she is, but I was sort of worried that they were gonna play her off as the unassuming, ha ha ha, almost like a kid deal that they often do.
Yeah.
But yeah, She's 29, and where is it? I wonder if they won't show me anymore.
I can't. Really, they don't show her height.
I don't think they will, and it might be because she is that short.
5'2", according to IMDb.
Yep, 5'2". She
yeah.
But
This is
absolutely
not a
incredible
tall
job.
bird.
And I like watching it. You knew there had to be more to that character, and I really enjoyed how it sort of flicked the switch. Like she was actively trying to help other characters, and that's why she was doing this. Because at first she's sort of responsible for making sure that Captain America, now Sam Wilson, doesn't screw up the president's plans. But then she realizes to save the president and the country, she needs to go along with them. And there's a moment where like she has to really make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
And another one of my favorite characters from this is by far the wonderful call out to Isaiah Bradley, played by Carl Lumbly. That was an
man.
excellent role.
Yep.
For those of you guys who
He
don't
did good in
know,
the show too. He was
Isaiah Bradley is, if I'm not mistaken, the first black Captain America.
correct.
Yes.
Which
Or
they
he
have
was,
a really cool way of bringing into the show.
Yeah.
It was his story is rough, and they portrayed it really well in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I like how they did that show with especially with Sam's struggle of being an African American, and same with Isaiah Bradley got the super soldier serum during the Cold War era, where racism was still like starting to wean out a little bit, but he struggled a lot, and he got put in prison and a whole bunch of stuff.
Shoved on the rug, essentially.
When he did, like he got an ill treatment due to the color of his skin, and because he was a super soldier, they just made it worse on him. So he had a lot of distrust, especially in this movie. But they portrayed it super well. I think it was very tasteful how they did it, how they did it. Brought the character to continue that kind of storyline without making it a huge plot point. But yeah, it was. He killed it. He did so well.
See, I told you he was going to show up again.
Dude, he is one of, I forget how many actors it is, to appear in both the DC universe and the Marvel universe.
Who's he playing in the DC universe?
He was in 15 episodes of Supergirl,
Oh,
and he appears in the Young Justice TV show as a voice actor to reprise his role in the Supergirl movies. Or
interesting.
sorry, Supergirl TV shows. I will not attempt to pronounce the character's name because that's not going to happen.
Is it Jean Jones?
No.
You got me like curious now, so I'm gonna go.
Oh my goodness, he is also the voice of the Witch Doctor in Diablo 3. This man's a legend.
He was in Justice League too.
He voices Martian Manhunter
Mirren-
in Justice League Doom. Yeah.
Myrn Jones.
Oh yeah, he's one of the Martians. Then that's my guess.
He's done a bunch of.
Yeah, he did John Jones, like the Martian Manhunter in the Justice League TV show, Justice League Unlimited.
He's done a lot of stuff.
He's done a
That's so
lot.
cool.
Another actor that I want to like bring out that I think did amazing, and he's been showing up in a couple other things that I've quite enjoyed, and that's Giancarlo Esposito as Sidewinder.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
as soon as I saw him in this movie, I was really excited. Giancarlo is one of the best parts of Breaking Bad. Maybe the greatest TV show of all time. And I was really interested because a lot of the characters he plays is the smart, maniacal, unsuspecting villain. And in this one, he is the page front and center. He is the man wielding an M16 letting it rip. He is the act of chaos. It was so different from anything else I'd seen him do. It was just fantastic.
I
Yeah.
love every role he's ever been in. Like, I've not
man.
seen, like, and there's nothing that I've seen him in that I've been like, yeah, that was terrible. Like, everything I've seen him in, whether it's Star Wars or it's Breaking Bad or it's this, or even he showed up in one of the games too. I can't remember that I played. Fantastic. I love everything
Far
he does.
Cry 6. He's a voice in Far Cry
Oh, that's right.
6.
He is the main villain of Far Cry 6.
There you go.
He's
He's a villain. We all know he likes playing villains. We're all aware.
Oh, yeah.
and he's good at it.
Yeah, he is.
And he's only one of 3 in the entire movie.
Yeah. It was, yeah, I really enjoyed that. The way that he was just kind of doing his own thing, but he was still tied to the main story was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it.
So, on that subject, since we mentioned one of 3 villains in the entire movie, and I can't answer Lord Potato's question without talking about the other villain, because he asked how does Red Hulk in the movie, or how does Ross become the Red Hulk in the movie? We can't talk about that until we talk about Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
Did not know he was coming back. Did not know that going into the movie, and I saw the trailers.
How the movie opens up is that there is this computer chip-esque thing that they are trying to get, and it has information to do with Celestial Island and the adamantium. And Sidewinder is the dude who they're trying to get it from. And so he sort of shows up as this middle ground. Like, the U.S. government is like, it got stolen. We got to get it back. Here we go. Let's do this. Bang. So he's sort of there. And we all know that Thaddeus is the Red Hulk. We all know that that's coming up. We all know something's going down there. But this is what I wish Ultron would have been like. This is the ultimate string puller, the ultimate puppet master. And I know it's controversial what he looks like, but yeah, I'm with Anthony and I'm Joel. I'm like, that was so cool.
So here's the thing. If you've never seen the original Incredible Hulk movie from 2008, 2009, one of the two. If you've never seen the original Hulk movie, you need to watch it before watching Brave New World, because everything that happens in that movie ties directly to Brave New World, and it's like one of those things that I think I sent Anthony a list at one point, and my friend Garrett a list of like everything you should watch before you go see Brave New World, and like how it all connects and everything else. Mr. Blue in the original Hulk movie is just a college professor who is helping Bruce Banner deal with the gamma radiation and trying to cure him anonymously over the internet. No real names, no nothing like that. He just goes by Mr. Blue the entire movie, right until like the last 30 minutes of the movie. And so his trademark song that he uses to trigger the hypnosis and mind control and whatever else in Brave New World is a song called Mr. Blue.
Not Mr. Blue Sky.
Not Mr. Blue Sky. It's very different.
Yeah.
His other name within the comics and in the Marvel universe is it's not the Intelligence. Is this the Intelligence?
Nope.
No.
It is Leader.
Leader. That's the one. He's got such an interesting whole thing going on there, but
He's an interesting character, and I'm excited for this.
mm-hmm. Like Michael said, he very very slightly controversial movie look compared to comic look. Because comic look, he's literally just like a normal, and then he's just got like this massive brain, this massive head type deal. Whereas in the movie, he looks much more mutated by the gamma radiation and all that stuff that he got infected with from the original Hulk movie. And so he is, as Michael said, he is behind the scenes. He's pulling all the strings. He's using his intelligence to just screw with people the entire movie. And it's great. And to answer the question about how Ross became Red Hulk is Ross Ross, essentially what happens is that Ross is dying, and he's kept Mr. Blue locked away in a facility with the promise of eventual freedom, because he wants Mr. Blue to help him recreate the Hulk or recreate the super soldier serum and all these things. So he keeps him locked away, and Ross goes to him saying, I'm dying, I need help, like, fix me, essentially. And so what he starts doing is, he's like, okay, and he starts getting all these brain scans, he starts getting all these information about him. And so he says, you have to take these pills X amount of times a day, every day, rest of your life. That's it. That's all he tells him. That's kind of lead up. You see him taking these pills throughout the entire movie, and you'd think nothing else of it. But what's inside those pills, boys?
Gamma radiation.
Just
No.
dose upon dose upon dose upon dose of gamma radiation.
Yeah, it is brutal. And it's interesting because it took us a while to realize that. Like, I had thoughts that Thaddeus knew about it when we first saw the pills, and then as the movie went on, I was like, wait, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, during the entire movie, he does not know that he is turning into Red Hulk. He's just taking pills to help his heart, because I do believe he was having heart issues.
Yeah. I leaned over to Anthony and was like, those are definitely suppressants to keep the Red Hulk at bay until he needs to be.
Yeah, that's what we said. Yeah,
and then we got to the point where we realized what they were, and I just kind of looked at Anthony and I was like, dude, we were so wrong.
Yeah.
And
I was like,
the
oh, dang.
thing. Yeah. This is the second time Mr. Blue has created a Hulk-like being in the MCU. Because in that first Hulk movie, he's directly responsible for creating Abomination.
This is true.
Rest in peace, my boy.
He's still alive.
He makes it happen. And this is, like, an excellent thing, because, like, it's this whole, like, haunting scenario where Captain America has to go in and figure out who this guy is, because this guy has information on everybody. Brain scans on everybody. How does he have brain scans and information on prisoners from 50 years ago? What's going on here? This has to be an inside job. Well, it's not exactly an inside job. It's just that they have the smartest man in the world locked up, thinking up all of these weapons and calculations for the president. But the president made a backdoor deal with him to get him free and didn't allow that to happen because he's worried of what he could say.
Yeah.
And that's what runs the whole movie. That there's this whole dynamic between Thaddeus and Mr. Blue. They're on the phone with each other, and he's just trying to egg him on a little bit. And he's the reason for all the sleeper agents, and he's the reason that he can just click people into a moment. There's only one moment in the movie that I was like, sorry, how did that happen? And it involves Mr. Blue. There's one scene where there's these guys, these Marines who are operating at a secret practice base, and they're doing a bunch of things, and they're all friends with Captain America, and they're sort of his private squad. And somehow Mr. Blue just ends up there. I'm like, okay, he's the smartest guy in the world, so I'm sure he could get there. But he just sort of showed up and started, like, pressing his remote, and people started going haywire and killing each other. But he's, like, so exciting.
There's so much potential.
Oh,
the
man.
fact that
So much.
they're finally willing to carry over, because Mr. Blue is traditionally with the Hulk.
Yep.
It's true.
He is a Brainiac counterpart, because all that gamma leached into his brain, and now he's super smart. But they're moving supervillains around so that they can line up with other people, which is fantastic, because finally Captain America has somebody who isn't Hydra, who isn't the Red Skull. Now, it would be nice for Captain America to have a villain that's not locked within the American government and has all these things to do with the American government. I know he's already a little bit more political, and don't get me wrong, I love political dramas. I'm a nerd for political dramas and movies and stuff. I'm all over that, but I do think it'd be fun to sort of separate that a little bit and stop having Captain America be the the voice of the people and all of this against presidential elects who may or may not be leading countries well, because we already deal with that in the news.
True. And if I didn't mention it, because I know I mentioned the original Hulk movie, it is the same actor who plays Mr. Blue in the 2008 Hulk movie that plays Mr. Blue in Brave New World. And I thought that was so cool.
Heck yeah. And
He
and
kills
this is
it.
an actor who's incredible. I love this actor. Tim Blake Nelson is a wonderful character actor. He is famously is in the Oh Brother Where Art Thou, was a member of one of the Soggy Bottom Boys.
That's why
He's
I
actually the only
him.
He's actually the only actor who really sang in that movie. Which means he's in all of the recordings that the Soggy Bottom Boys do that are out on YouTube or on records or whatever. So he gets all the royalties for the soundtrack because he's part of it.
Nice.
Genius. That is a Mr. Blue move if I ever saw it.
For sure.
Yeah, totally.
And as we look at these villains, I don't know about you guys, but we were talking about the villains, and I know Lord Potato is interested in the villains, and other people are interested in the villains. Here's the deal, guys. This movie, I am willing to say, only has 2 villains. Just 2.
I said 3.
And the Red Hulk is not one of them.
True.
The Red Hulk in this movie is a plot point.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
The
you're
Red
right.
Hulk
You're right.
is a plot point. This is what makes me sad. This is where if you're reading things and you're hearing about people mad about the Red Hulk and how it was used,
This is why.
the Red Hulk is used in the exact same way that the Hulk was used in the first 2 Avengers movies.
Yeah.
He's brought in to be an obstacle that they have to fight against so that they can all rally beside each other afterward and go, yeah, we can do this. We can be peaceful, and we can overcome adversity. That's what he is. He doesn't go psycho. They tried to make him a little bit more intelligent. As soon as they brought in Harrison Ford, we knew that we weren't getting the crazy Red Hulk that we were sort of hoping for. Because the Red Hulk is only on screen for 16 minutes.
Yeah. It's super short compared to the rest of the movie.
It's really short.
Yeah.
And it's something that we've already seen before. That's the whole thing with Thaddeus. He doesn't even know that he's going to be a Hulk. He just feels all this rage and things are moving and he's got a heart issue, so then he gets angry, and they all sort of tease at the fact that he's a bit of a loose cannon. But it's way more in your face. It's not as much like they did in The Dark Knight where they tease that Harvey Dent, oh, we used to call him Two-Face, and that comes in and out way more subtly. This is president's got anger issues. Don't know how we feel about this guy, but he's our president. We're going to trust him because he's the president. Though he's got some anger issues, so try not to make him too mad, It's okay. I wonder what that alludes to.
Really?
And so that was sort of sad for me. But where we didn't get the true Red Hulk villain that we were hoping for, because I don't feel like, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I really don't feel like we've gotten a Hulk that is really what we wanted. We haven't gotten a Hulk that just sort of is all freaking out. Okay, there's a couple moments where we got a Hulk that we wanted, but we haven't gotten him for a whole movie.
It's true. It's true. I would
when Bruce Banner turns around and goes, "That's my secret captain. I'm always angry," and then face punches the Aboleth thing. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. When he's in the arena fighting Thor, we're like, this is what they were designed for.
Yeah.
Actually, the Hulk was designed to go up against Thor because Thor's a god.
He was made to be tough.
I think this would be a great way for the MCU to introduce my favorite Marvel character. Because this Marvel character was designed to fight and destroy the Hulk.
Beta Ray Bill?
The Wolverine.
Yeah, I know.
The Wolverine, man. I would love to see him come in and fight the Red Hulk. Because guys,
that would be dope. Yeah.
Guys, guess what? We got Sidewinder, who's a great villain. We got the Red Hulk, who gets locked up in prison because he goes on a rampage and costs a couple $1 million in damages.
No big deal.
100% kills people off screen. Some people totally die.
Oh yeah.
We all know it. Like, there's without a doubt some people died.
100%.
And he gets locked up in jail. And Mr. Blue, Mr. Blue
He's locked up with
also doesn't die. What is one of the things we said in our expectations for this movie?
To not have a solid end where it's like it's done, that the villain is done for, it's not going to carry over to the next movie.
To quit killing off villains for one-offs, guys.
And every
Lord above,
single
all
one
three
of them
these guys are around.
are alive.
Sidewinder even gets a plea deal.
Yeah.
He helps lead them to Mr. Blue so that he can go out and do his own thing. So he might pop up every once in a while here or there as a minor villain, which is something that the comics are so well known for.
Right.
Like, that's what needs to happen with Rhino. I'm sorry, Rhino is not a main villain in any Spider-Man world. He shouldn't be.
True.
He's garbage. I like him, but he's not a top tier villain. He's a dude who should show up back and forth, sort of like how the Scarecrow does in the other Dark Knight movies. Oh, here's a good question. So, the Dwarf, who's too sick to be here, has put out a question for us. What are your thoughts on Captain America stopping the pole when the Red Hulk swings it? Because you make a big point on how he didn't take the serum, but then he can somehow catch a giant metal pole swung by the Hulk. If I remember correctly, I believe he turns on the afterburners on his wings for that one, doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure he uses the suit and the wings are made of vibranium, which takes all the impact anyways. Then he hits the afterburner and like he's struggling with it, but he obviously does it. But I think part of it is that the vibranium kind of aftershock just kind of absorbs it, and I think he's kind of using it. Does he actually catch it with his hands? I gotta go watch that again.
It makes contact with his hands, but he has the afterburners. They're trying to do a momentum thing, but it's totally he uses his hands. Yeah, there's a couple points where they forget that he's human, like the sonic blast. Sorry, toast.
That the sonic boom, I can.
Or the fact that him and the Falcon are flying at the same speed as those F-22s.
G-forces, man.
Immature. Falcon,
and then they're diving. Their brain should be gone.
Yeah.
Mush.
There's like I think
Turned
the
into a piece
vibranium
of
suit.
Irish guacamole.
I think the vibranium suit definitely takes a lot of the impact. Joaquin should, he should have a little bit more issues, but I do think the vibranium suit does take on a lot, and it showcases that there. But yeah, I'd have to rewatch that scene because I can excuse the sonic boom one a little bit more. Like I understand where you're coming from, Michael, and I get, but I can excuse that one. I'll have to rewatch it to see what Dwarf is saying about the poll.
So what are you doing on Saturday?
Taking my day off because it's gonna be a busy couple weeks here.
Heck yeah.
Oh, you have March break.
So yeah, I'll have to rewatch. No, to quote an amazing YouTube channel, no movie is without a sin, and that's probably one of them. So.
Exactly.
I love cinema sins.
Yeah.
One of those things is also how fast the Red Hulk gets calmed down.
Yeah, that was my biggest issue.
I know Sam Wilson is supposed to be more of a counselor-esque dude. He 100% has I can help you sleep tapes that are on sale on Craigslist or something. That's the kind of vibe I got from him.
He does a lot more talking than Steve. That is for sure. He does a lot more talking than Steve.
He walks in and he's like, "Yo, it's okay. We're going to take a walk. We're going to go down this cherry orchard. These cherry blossoms are going to come by your face, and I just want you to be teleported to a new place. I just want you to be teleported to a place where your daughter is there.
Okay.
Take these cherry blossoms. That's what it felt like.
It's true.
I'm sorry.
It's true.
And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, halfway through,
It's
he's
true.
like, remember your daughter, cherry blossoms. And you're like, what?
Yeah. Whereas Steve Rogers is, I can do this all day. Sam Wilson is, I can talk about this all day.
I can make it.
He wants to de-escalate the situation before it becomes a problem.
But he will kick ass if he needs
that-
to.
And that is, I think, a really cool call to how the American military runs today compared to the 30s and 40s, where Steve is from during World War II, where Steve is like, I don't like bullies, and I don't like killing people, but like, I don't like bullies, so we're gonna have to do this, and that's how it's gonna have to happen. There is no negotiating. This is not supposed to happen, so we're just gonna take care of them. Whereas the modern military is like, they try to, a lot of the times it's the peacekeeping forces, they try to de-escalate before it actually becomes a problem. And I think that's where like his military training comes into play there, which is really good because he also he knows he doesn't have the super serum. He can't do this all day. He has a limit.
Which is why I think it's so cool, because he is this more thought-provoking character in a sense. It just shows you the difference between where we've come from and where we are. I really liked how he had to there's a problem he thinks about through the whole thing, and it's Thaddeus Ross isn't necessarily a good guy. He's not the bad guy, but he's not a good guy. He's got a shady past, and number two, he's the president. And so Captain America Sam Wilson wants to be fighting for the everyman. He wants to be fighting for the people, not the president. He wants to be employed, in a sense, by the populace, not by the president, not by the king, not by a person who holds power. Because otherwise he could be used against the people.
True.
Which was a really cool thing to see when Thaddeus Ross brings him in and goes, hey man, how's it going? I want you to restart the Avengers.
Dun dun dun.
And at first, it's for the president, and Sam's like, screw that. And after a while, he sort of sits there and he goes, I think I got to do this. And it's more so figured out when Thaddeus is in prison and Mr. Blue is in prison. But I'm so excited to think about who could be on that Avengers squad, because obviously something has to be going on with Thunderbolts, because in the main trailer, Bucky sits there and goes, the Avengers aren't coming. So where is the Thunderbolts fitting into the whole Captain America dealio? I don't know. But I can't wait to see who's on this new Avengers team.
Oh,
Quick
man.
thoughts.
Oh,
Given
man.
the current state of the MCU with the TV shows, the movies, and everything else, if you had to name one person that you think is going to be on the new Avengers, because I almost guarantee you they're going to be called the new Avengers, that it'll be the Young Avengers. Who do you think is going to be on that team? Name one person. Anthony.
Kate Bishop as Hawkeye.
Dang it, you took mine. Michael.
Spider Pig, voiced by John Mulaney.
Oh, no. I mean, yes would be hilarious, but realistically,
I don't know. I would like to assume Spider-Man would be in it, but Sony's got a whole bunch of things to figure out.
yeah. Wong.
Looking at it, I could see that you probably have somebody from Wakanda jumping in if they really want to go that route. I don't know if they're ready to, but they're also a big-time studio that wants to make money, and that will do it.
Yeah.
The dude from the movie with the 7 rings.
Shang-Chi?
Yeah. I think he'll have some sort of part to play in the new Avengers.
Vision is an interesting take given how WandaVision ended.
Yeah,
White
that's
potato.
definitely.
White Vision at that.
Has he made an appearance since Shang-Chi?
Nope. What? Who? Shang-Chi or Vision?
Like Shang-Chi himself.
Shang-Chi hasn't appeared. He had an after credit scene where he ended up going through a portal with Wong, him and whoever Aquafina plays, I can't remember, and that's it. Like we don't see him again. We haven't seen him yet.
Right. Okay.
I also think like they've definitely established that Doctor Strange is going to be the new like mentor-esque Iron Man character.
Mm-hmm.
So he's also going to be there. But I think having Shang-Chi come in, that'd be a really cool way to bring in sort of the mysticism, not just through Doctor Strange, but through other sources. It also gets them more diversity.
Yeah, because
They'll
like
probably want that.
just given where we're currently at, because Eternals, kind of end it. They haven't been heard from yet.
Yeah.
Is like Kate Bishop, Sam Wilson. If they continue the route, which I'm pretty sure they're going to, Ironheart, who showed up in Wakanda Forever, who is the new Iron Man-esque character. She creates her own Iron Man suit. If you don't know who Ironheart is, you should look her up. Ironheart, Shang-Chi. I just had somebody else in mind. American Chavez from Multiverse of Madness will probably end up maybe not as like a core Avengers person, but if they're doing multiverse stuff, she's going to be a part of it for sure. Because her whole thing is multiverse jumping. And like I'm trying to think, Doctor Strange, like you said, White Vision would be an interesting take because I don't know, like they haven't said anything else about him. I don't think Wanda is dead in my personal opinion, so I wouldn't be surprised if she came back too. But like right now, that's kind of all I can think. And then like Spider-Man, if they continue to keep that partnership.
So I'm just looking at the list of new Avengers. One of the founding members is in the comics is Sentry.
Oh.
So we might. Who knows how Thunderbolts will end? So that might have more because he is getting introduced in that movie.
It's true.
Yeah.
True.
I know what my brother would say. My brother would say he wants Howard the Duck in the new Avengers.
Yeah.
I think Howard the Duck should get his own standalone movie. I want it to be filmed in black and white, and I want it to be this space detective noir where he's just sort of walking through, and there's the classic voiceover. I knew that I could be getting myself into some troubles here walking into this joint at this time of day. But what the heck? I'm a duck. What are they going to do? So I waddled on in there. And I ripped my cigarette.
Yeah, he's
I want to see that movie.
Such a weird concept.
I want to see that movie so bad.
That would be hilarious. A couple others that I found that based on recent things that are coming out, ironic. The Thing also was part of the new Avengers during the Heroic Age, and during Fear itself, Daredevil. So, who knows?
Oh,
having that
two
Daredevil
people who are getting some stuff.
Having the Daredevil crossover would be interesting because he the show. I've been currently rewatching the show. I just finished season 1 today of the original Marvel Netflix one. I haven't started Born Again yet. Is that it's so dark and like realistic compared to the rest of the MCU stuff, because like he like does and doesn't, like that kind of the argument of whether or not he does or doesn't have powers or just has heightened senses is always there. But it's like he, I don't know, that would be such a like it'd be cool, it'd be dope as all get out. But it's so dark compared to the rest of the MCU, and so it'd be interesting to see how they pull that one off if they did put him in. Because he also shows up, like, the only time I've seen him in a lighter mood is he shows up in 1 or 2 episodes of She-Hulk, and then he shows up as Peter Parker's lawyer in No Way Home. But, like, his appearance in She-Hulk is very, like, light-toned and very humorous and whatever else.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was strange.
I've watched the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and we'll see how it ends. It's just the first 2 episodes. I don't know how many they have planned, but oh man, I'm not gonna say any spoilers. So, but it is
Don't do it.
so good. It is so good. Like I am that. I sure hope they don't crush my hopes and dreams because they're bringing back so much hope into the MCU for me. After since Endgame, I've been so disappointed with shows. There's the odd gem, but like I am, they got me.
The only other thing I can hope for if they do an Avengers, like when they actually create the new Avengers and they have like that first Avengers movie, is it either needs to be an opening scene or an ending scene of Deadpool standing at the front door being like, guys, just let me in already. I swear I'll be good. And it just ends. Like that would be priceless for me.
Well, Anthony, unlike you, the title of this episode has spoilers in it, so I think I can go spoil the new Daredevil stuff.
No.
And the thing that people aren't really going to understand about it. What's up, Joel?
I can't hear him.
He doesn't want.
I know. I'm not listening.
He doesn't
I ain't
want to
listening,
spoil.
man.
He doesn't.
I can't hear you.
So the thing with the new Daredevil show that I've really seen going down is that they haven't really jumped on the opportunity to have Ben Affleck in it. He's not in it at all. This is ridiculous. There's no Ben Affleck. That's my spoiler. There's no Ben Affleck. There's no Boston accent. And there's no...
Oh.
I came
There's
this
no,
close.
there's no how you like dim
I
apples.
came
Like
this
where's
close.
That should be in it.
This close to muting you.
I want Ben Affleck back. Because then we could get Matt Damon and it'd be hilarious. The other thing about Daredevil is that not enough potatoes.
Fair.
Not enough.
Anyways.
Oh, I want to talk so much about Daredevil.
Yeah,
but
you can
I'm
wait.
not.
That's a future episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dwarf. Matt Damon is Ben Affleck's stunt double. I like it.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
man.
We said it in our non-spoiler review a month ago. But this is since we're hitting just towards the end of our time. What would you rate Brave New World out of 10?
Oh, okay. I would say a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, Dwarf says 8 out of 10. I would agree. I would say it's like an 8.5 out of 10. Mostly because of my gripes of the lack of Red Hulk and how quickly he got settled down.
I think it's like a 6.57 for me. I think like in terms of movies, if you want to look at movies and storytelling, the first Captain America movie is like a 7.5, 8 out of 10 for me, and I don't feel like this reaches that range, so I would have to put it lower. Any guesses what IMDb rates this movie at out of 10?
Ooh.
7.5.
I'm looking
I got
at
it right
I
here,
can't
so
say.
let me know.
Actually, no, because I've seen a lot of posts recently saying that it was a disappointment or that it was crappy or whatever else. So I don't know, but so the reason I would put it at an 8 or 8.5 out of 10 is besides Deadpool and Wolverine, this is the first MCU movie in a long time that I have legitimately enjoyed. The only other movie MCU movie I've enjoyed within the last like year or two was Guardians Volume 3. every other Marvel movie I've watched because at this point it's just the thing, just what you do now. Eternals I was disappointed in, whatever else. But Brave New World is the first movie besides Guardians that I've legitimately enjoyed in the last number of years, since like Endgame.
I'm sorry, Cameron, I'd have to disagree with you. Cameron in the comments here has said that the first Captain America is a 9.5 out of 10. For me, to be like a 9.5, it has to be unanimously. That's the word. Oh boy, I can't talk.
It's all good.
It needs to be considered a groundbreaking piece of cinema, and yeah, it had a lot of excitement, but like Star Wars: A New Hope is a 9 out of 10. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King is a 10 out of 10.
Dang
Fellowship of the Ring, 9.5 out of 10. And it just doesn't reach that for me, in the sense that it's a fun movie and I really enjoyed it. But if it's going to be like first Captain America is a 7.5 out of 10, because an 8 out of 10 for me, which is my favorite Marvel movie still, the 8 out of 10 for me is The Winter Soldier, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Valid.
Okay. I just looked at the other Captain America movies on IMDb.
Yeah.
I looked at their ratings. Captain America: First Avenger, 6.9.
Oof.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be higher on IMDb. Captain America: Winter Soldier, a 7.7.
Yep.
Interesting.
Captain America: Civil War, a 7.8.
Oof.
All lower than I thought they would be.
Yeah,
I would
that's
rank
a
them
lot
higher.
lower. That's a lot lower than I
Well,
thought.
okay, you also have to think about it. Like,
So what was Brave New World then?
Brave New World is a 6.
Okay, yeah.
And I can see why they're voting that, because you also have to look at, this is not just superhero movies. Like, superhero movies have a different standard for me, and I rank things higher than if it's just regular movies. I do think Captain America: Winter Soldier should be higher, but if you go back and watch Captain America: The First Avenger, it's a good movie, and there's nostalgia there, but it's not like earth-shattering in the sense like it was when I watched it as a kid. It wasn't earth-shattering, and I think the reason, like, to put this into perspective, where IMDb has it is if you look at their top 250 list. So we were like saying 8 out of 10 would be like, or even 8.5. They have here Alien is an 8.5. Django Unchained is an 8.5. Dune Part 2 is an 8.5. Dune Part 2 is definitely better than those Captain America movies. Raiders of the Lost Ark is an 8.4. You got Aliens at an 8.4. The Dark Knight Rises at an 8.4. Interesting. I think that's a little. Braveheart's an 8.3. The Joker's at an 8.3. If we keep going, Up is at an 8.3, which is pretty high for an animated movie on this kind of list.
What's their number one? Is it like Titanic or something? Like
No. Number one is Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
And it has been since like 98.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It goes Shawshank Redemption at 9.3. The Godfather at a 9.2. This has changed. It used to be a Godfather Part 2 at 9.0. Now it's Godfather Part 2 at 9.0. Dark Knight at 9.0. 12 Angry Men 9.0. Return of the King 9.0. Schindler's List 9.0. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies that are 9 or higher.
Can we all just agree that critics are a lot harder to please than the regular audience?
No, this is an
Absolutely.
audience score. Dude, IMDb is all audience. It's all people.
I guess that's true.
So that's where I'm like, it's interesting where they ranked it compared to where we ranked it, but there's also room for us to say, you're wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing, is we can disagree with popular opinion.
Hit the big old Trump button. You're wrong. Sorry. Nothing I can do.
Yeah.
I'm right, you're wrong.
It's gonna be our biggest wall. It's gonna be great. You're wrong. I'm gonna build it around you because you're how wrong you are.
Exactly. But with that, this opens us up for an episode that will, I really hope, come later on. If you guys want to see us pick out our new Avenger teams and have them fight each other, let us know.
Ooh.
Throw it up in the comments.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hit that stuff on the socials. That would be pretty sweet.
Okay, so what we all have to do is we all each have to find a team of 6. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play rivals with these new teams.
Yeah, I know that 6 of the top 10 are rated R, but I don't think that has a huge thing to do with it, because like Shawshank Redemption is an incredible movie. The Godfather is an incredible movie. Godfather Part 2 is an incredible movie. The Lord of the Rings is up there. Like, I don't think the rated R thing has much to do with it.
Yeah.
Because where's the highest superhero movie that isn't The Dark Knight is, now you're going to make me find it. Oh boy.
Yeah.
The highest superhero movie that isn't The Dark Knight is an 8.5, and it's Spider-Man Across the Spideyverse.
Which is also an animated movie.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go look for
Find like a live action one. Yeah.
Infinity War. 8.4.
Okay. I figured
8.4?
8.4. It's rated 61.
That's... Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Because I'm looking at the original Avengers, and it is an 8.0 solid. So.
Yep. And I mean, like, a 7 out of 10 is a movie that I would want to, is a movie that in my brain, like when I'm like, yeah, it's like a 7 out of 10. Like, that's a movie I will rewatch again. A 6.5 or 6, I might not be like, yeah, can't wait to sit down and rewatch this movie, but I wouldn't mind watching it again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was something that I said to a fellow coworker yesterday. Brave New World, I enjoyed it. And this is why I say like 8.5 is when I rate something like that, I would go watch it in the theaters again.
Yeah.
Like if
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't like go to watch it by myself, but if people invited me, it's like, yeah, we want to go watch it again in the theaters. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm down. A movie there, you got to really impress me to make me want to go and watch it again on my own time. And there's only been one movie that's
a tragedy, Dwarf.
So.
Also,
yeah.
Can I go off topic for a brief second here, because this just popped up on my
course.
Facebook page. There's such thing as a Mr. Potato Head Beholder miniature. And
Sorry.
Look at
Oh my
look at
goodness.
this thing. Look at this thing.
Man.
I love it's like full on.
So,
Anyways.
Dwarf and Gecko.
Carry on.
Yes. Pacific Rim is an incredible movie. It's
great
so
movie.
fun. It's so great to watch. It's really rewatchable. But in a world of storytelling, Pacific Rim falls under the law of the giant pink bunny. There's also some issues with like the mind transferring that doesn't stay all connected throughout the whole thing. And Charlie Hunnam has trouble with his accent sometimes. So, like, there's reasons why it's down. I'm not trying to slander it. I'm just saying this is why people think it's low. For me, that movie is like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. I love that movie. I think it is one of the best movies to sit down and rewatch on a Saturday. And I easily could also watch it once a month. But if you're like, man, I wonder why it's so low. Like, if we scroll down here and we look at something like
This turned into a whole
Casino?
second episode.
Casino is only an 8.2. That's at 140th on the list. How is No Country for Old Men at an 8.2? How is it so far down? We keep going. Like, on this list, the top 250, 8.1 and 8 is the lowest. The Iron
is a
Giant
lot
is
of
only an
movies.
8.1. What the heck? See? Like, and that's the thing. That's the fun part about it is you go through and you look at it, and it's all in different spots, all in different places.
Dwarf, yours is the public opinion. Just remember that you were part of the public opinion. Except me, obviously.
Well, with that, the dwarf has decided that he is a dictator.
Yep.
He is a dictator. He's not been elected, simply imposed. Something that governments seem to do all the time. And Thaddeus Ross attempted to do, but luckily Captain America stepped in and with the help of his friend the Falcon, put an end to the idea that Mr. Blue had to try to get Thaddeus to do that. Captain America, Brave New World, great movie. You should watch it. You should watch it.
Yes.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I'd go see it again.
I think there's a lot of promise for what the MCU has ahead of us.
Oh yeah, insane, honestly.
But as we reach the end here,
down, I swear.
Yeah, they probably will in some movies.
They always will.
I think we're in a good spot, guys.
There's hope. I think they finally listened. Or they had this planned all the time and they just had a rough spot.
Guess we'll find out.
We'll see. Hopefully they don't do the timey-wimey.
We'll see with Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, I guess. Those
true.
are our next benchmarks.
It's true.
And with that, Joel, where can we find the Groot?
Where can you find the Groot? Right here. I'm right here. Ta-da! As per usual, on this lovely Twitch page. If you're watching us live on Twitch, then it's right here at twitch.tv/thechaotic chances are I'll probably be on again. Oh, I will be on again tomorrow. Tomorrow, if you didn't see our announcements, tomorrow is WWE Me versus Gizzy Wash.
Oh,
2K25. I don't know what time yet, but it will be tomorrow. Friday night special, or Friday afternoon special, honestly.
Friday.
Friday Thunder. So that is that. Probably back on Saturday with some more random games or some Monster Hunter Wilds. I'll be off on Sunday as per usual. Monday night classics. So be there, be square. Probably play some more Coliseum. But this is the thing. So next week for Nerds and Nitwits, that one over there and that one down there, not here, ditching us, leaving us behind, going bye. It's like if I suddenly did this, whoop, they gone. I'm just kidding. Next week it is just me and Cam. So that being said, and I'll put it in our Discord channel, which is going to be right here. If you're not part of it, you should be. Cam and I want to hang out. Cam and I want to just hang out and play a game or something with you guys. So if you are free next Thursday and you just want to hang out, drop us some suggestions in the Nerds and Nitwits channel on the Discord about what you want to see us play, or if there's a game like Among Us or Lockdown Protocol or Enshrouded or anything like that that you want to join us in, tell us there. Because we're just going to be hanging out for an hour, and this is going to be part of a Let's Play Nitwits. The other title, not so great. But anyways, don't say it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Michael. Don't do it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's okay. The one that we originally put on our Google spreadsheet was Let's Play with the Nitwits.
That sounds fine to me.
Okay.
You're making it weird.
Nah, it's weird. But anyways, that is our plan for next Thursday. So if you want to come hang out and play some games or have a suggestion for what you want me and Cam to play either cooperatively or against each other, drop it in the Discord. Let us know. So that is that.
However, guys, are you ready for the 10th episode of the Nerd and Nitwits podcast? Somehow we've made it to double digits on the 27th of March.
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today, we're all going to be here, and we're going to be breaking down some of our favorite things from our childhood.
Nerdstalgia.
So
as it
tune
were.
in. Yeah, we're going to be looking at Nerdstalgiasm. It's just so great. Nerdstalgia. Check
Gonna
it
be
out.
fun.
It's going to be great. We're going to talk about video games. We're going to talk about some of our favorite characters. And there's going to be some surprise leaks. There's going to be some things that are brand new. There's going to be some things that maybe show up on the YouTube channel. So, stay tuned for spoilers as we give you little clues to things that are going down. Otherwise,
It's true.
thanks for joining us.
Have a good night. Stay nerdy. Stay nitwitty.
Stay nerdy.
Dum dum. Dum dum. Dum bum. Dum bum. Dum bum. Dum bum. Dum bum.
So I've just been looking at the IMDb list of all the movies that are rated at 6.9, and there's a lot of them, and there is some weird movies here. Yeah, there's a lot of good movies that are here. So that's fun. IMDb is brutal.
Well, yeah, they're a bunch of snobby people.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Did you guys know that in the new Daredevil TV show,
And there it is. You're cut off. Good night, everybody.